Next up, the CarBuyer Advisor, your first place to turn for everything automotive. Taking a stand for consumer education and dedicated to connecting you with the industry's finest automotive products, services, and advice. And now, please welcome the CarBuyer Advisor.
The underlying theme to our existence as a consumer advocate organization is to cause consumers to take a closer look at the businesses they purchase products and services from. Face it, many carry the same products or offer identical services. The question you need to ask yourself is threefold. One, given the choice, would I opt to do business with a company with the best customer service? The second is, what are the standards that apply to each industry? And third, who meets or exceeds these expectations? We really exist for these exact purposes. Of course, everyone would opt for being treated the best and supporting businesses that provide that level of respect to their customers' happiness. We provide the essential information that you would need to recognize the standout businesses, like our next guest. He offers insurance products. Well, many agents do. Then what criteria would you apply to an insurance agent? Here's some examples. Does your agent answer the phone themselves, or do you get pre-screened and then have to leave a message that may not be returned the same day? Do they take the time to fully explain your options in both plans and premiums? Do they make sure you receive every discount that you may be eligible for? What company or companies do they represent? Are they top companies that provide excellent customer service in the event of a claim? Will your agent be available during the claims process to make sure everything goes smoothly? Now, we speak from our personal experience firsthand that our next guest does all of that plus unparalleled service. And not just a top insurance agent, but one of the finest examples of what a quality business should look and act like. Please welcome back to our show, Art Ona, a local agent for Metlife Insurance. Art, welcome back.
Mitch, thanks for having me, and I truly appreciate, again, this is my third time here, and I have enjoyed this radio show, and again, I'm very, very happy to be here.
I mentioned some of what you do puts you above others in your field, but share with our listeners a little bit about your personal commitment and what your customers can expect that sets you apart from your competitors.
Well, first of all, I've been in the insurance industry for over 15 years. I started out as an agent, then I slowly moved into other aspects of the insurance industry, customer service, underwriting, sales, marketing, and finally, operating my own agency.
Well, and you just mentioned you're very diversified, so your depth, your real understanding of the policy really, I think, has a lot to do with the impact of how you can deliver that knowledge base to making sure that your customers get a plan that's appropriate for them. I think one of the things that a real high-quality agent would do is to make sure that their clients are not under or overinsured.
Absolutely. One of the things that I take pride of is I essentially become your financial consultant. I'm responsible for financial well-being. So I'll give you as much advice as I can, then, make my recommendations, but ultimately, you, the consumer, has the choice.
But I'm certain that all of your diversification in your background and all the experiences and past positions and accreditations you have held really make you maybe more qualified than most to make those determinations of accurate insurance for people and not over or under insuring them.
Absolutely. Based on my experience, one of the things that I was telling you is I take pride in what I do, and it doesn't seem like it's a job to me. It's I have fun at it, and, if there's something that you need that I could do for you, I certainly will take care of it.
Well, and you have done that with me, and that's why you've been invited to be on our show, and we want our community to get to know what that service standard in your industry should look like. Again, we mentioned earlier that there are many agents that offer the same products, but it's how you deliver them and who you are being in that process to your customers, your clients. I feel more like a friend than a client.
Absolutely. One of the things that I do differently is my business line is automatically forwarded to my cell phone. So you essentially can get a hold of me anytime. And if you leave me a voicemail, I'll certainly will call you back.
and promptly, and I've used that, and I can attest to the accuracy of that. And I thought that's one of the things I said in my intro piece was that you answer the phone. I don't get pre-screened and put through a voicemail system or told asked to have to explain my question or concern to somebody else and then to you again when you call me. I get straight through to you. You take care of me. And in lightning speed. One of the other things that I'd like you to do is share a little bit about the different types of insurance lines that you offer, because it's not just automotive. We're an automotive show, but you go far beyond the automotive.
Absolutely. Metlife also has an independent general agency. Metlife, our core products are the auto, home, umbrella, boat, motorcycle insurance, but our general agency has the capability of quoting other carriers or other A-rated carriers, meaning that you will also get the level of service you deserve just as if you were insured with the MetLife product.
Well, and I mentioned that, I'm sure that a lot of thought went into the company that you chose to represent. It wasn't just a random pick. So tell us, what made you choose MetLife?
One of the things that I chose about MetLife is the company's been around 115 years. So that gives you a true gauge on the type of company they are. The other thing that I probably made me switch was I couldn't believe how I saved hundreds from my prior insurance carrier switching to MetLife, and that's when I decided to open my own agency.
Well, so you're providing a superior quality product with, backing of centuries and at a affordable price as well. You also personally, are licensed in several states.
Yes, I'm licensed in Nevada, Oregon, Washington, and Arizona. And with that in mind, I can also provide all the products and services in those available states if you decide to move.
Well, if they move, or some of our listeners have multiple properties, so
absolutely,
one agent to handle them all instead of spreading it around through a whole bunch of them. Now, you mentioned MetLife as a company and in the length of time, but there's some really neat coverages that they provide in their automotive policy. So let's share a few of them with our listeners in case they're not familiar of having these with their own personal coverage now and want to give you a call. They have some glass coverage.
Yeah, let me tell you, our glass coverage is very inexpensive. Essentially, what glass coverage does is if your windshield were to crack or break, we will replace that windshield with no deductible and does not affect your insurance rates.
And did I understand correctly that there's a way where they can even have the deductible waived?
Oh, absolutely. There's no if you purchase that option, if a rock hits the windshield, if it's not repairable, we'll replace it with no out-of-pocket cost. Okay.
I think a lot of people, they go out of town and they rent a car and they're always concerned, if I have an accident. How does that work with MetLife?
We have what we call is our enhanced rental car damage coverage. Basically, what that means to you is, once the rental car is out of commission, the rental car company can go after you for depreciation of that vehicle or the loss of income since they can't rent it out. We will pay for those hidden charges.
So I get in an accident in a rental car, and it's not just repairing the car, but they can charge me for their loss of income, the loss of
Absolutely.
use, the amount of money it depreciates while it's being repaired.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know that, and you have coverage for that. There are people that also probably would love to hear about the coverages that you offer for the hybrid and electric vehicles, because some of those components are more expensive to replace on those vehicles if you are in a collision.
Here's one thing that we have coverage for special parts. So if you drive a hybrid or electric vehicle and are involved in a covered accident, our replacement cost for special parts coverage will repair or replace that unique electrical wiring, motor, battery damage in that accident with no deduction for depreciation. What that means to you is you could be saving thousands of dollars in repair bills.
Well, and I thought this was really interesting. I learned some things by talking to you about my own policy that I wasn't even aware that existed, that if I take my car on a vacation and have an accident, there's some other coverages.
This one I just learned while I was talking to you a few days ago. Apparently that if you're driving your car on your next vacation, unlike other companies, we provide up to $300 for loss of luggage and clothing if your vehicle's involved in a covered accident.
So if somebody hits me in the back, the luggage is in the trunk, and the luggage is torn, or the suitcases are destroyed, or the clothes are torn or cut apart from the collision.
Yep, you will get a check from us up to $300.
Just really interesting. I never even heard that kind of coverage exists, but I can now know why you've chose MetLife and why I'm with you as an agent. Art Ona, MetLife Insurance, Auto and Home in Reno, Nevada. Art, how do they get hold of you?
Yeah, for a free insurance review or an insurance quote, please give me a call at 852-7722. That's 852-7722.
And if you have had a hard time getting hold of your own agent and you want to try out whether or not that's true, that you can call that phone number and get an answer, give them a call.
Absolutely.
Art Ona, MetLife Auto and Home. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Mitch.